Welcome to the Silver Report Uncut. Here we are, Saturday, May 13th, 2017. We have gold currently trading at $1,228.70. Silver is trading at $16.54. And let's get right into some of the economic factors and technological factors that will be playing a part into the price of precious metals. Because what we're really seeing taking place in our day, in this day of modern technology, is really revolutionary. And it could revolutionize the precious metals industry. Now, recently, the CME, they had discussed coming out with a digital gold. We also have things like BitGold, UPMA.org also does a gold and silver account. And really, what we saw with the rise of Bitcoin, there was a desire for it from the general populace because really the central bank manipulation, these manipulated fiat currencies are really no longer in favor among the general populace. What we saw take place during the 2008 and 2009 financial crisis was devastating to savers and to earners. Number one, because they devalued our currency dramatically. This is why nations all over the world wanted to begin to abandon the dollar or find at least a plan B. Unfortunately for them, they were locked in. They had no other options at that time. So now they're all beginning to develop a plan B. We've seen since the 2008 crisis that China and Russia have continuously been adding more and more gold. When you look at Russia's foreign reserves to gold, it has dropped off dramatically. They have stopped holding foreign reserves and have adopted buying gold. A lot of people look at their economy and they say, oh, well, they're in a recession, their currency is doing bad. Russia has real money. They've been amassing vast amounts of real money. Now, the rise of Bitcoin should not be surprising to anyone. A decentralized currency. That's what's in the white paper. It sounds very altruistic. Sounds beautiful, right? To have a currency without a central government. The only issue, the downfall with Bitcoin is the fact that it's backed by nothing. It's only backed by speculation, and it's highly volatile. But this technological rise, the blockchain technology, is genius. Number one, because it provides a transaction system where you don't need to go through banks, where it can keep a digital ledger, and people can transact among each other. So the rise in digital gold products is so revolutionary, and digital silver, simply because it's a better way to offer transactions. And in today's modern world where you can't really pass a silver eagle across a counter, you can't go to Walmart and buy your groceries with it, even though it's better money, even though it's sound money. The merger of digital currencies with silver and gold is revolutionary because it really offers a better currency than a Bitcoin, because Bitcoin essentially is backed by nothing but demand for Bitcoin. There's no actual tangible backing. Without the internet, it does not exist. This is where gold and silver comes in. With these new technologies and the rise of these different companies attempting to form a digital backed gold and silver, it brings more people. You see, we live in a digital age. More and more as we watch the decline in TV advertising, the rise of the internet, we have a generation that is no longer even watching the mainstream media. They're watching YouTube. They're watching Netflix. They're watching Amazon Prime. They're watching whatever comes on through the internet. So they're not really even interacting. More than that, as we watch the retail apocalypse take place, some people would like to blame it entirely on the rise of Amazon and online retail. Now, there is some change, massive change that has taken place over to online retail, which is why bringing gold and silver onto a blockchain technology, onto the digital technology, could really revolutionize the industry. Now, there are some downfalls, and a lot of people, you agree with me and my sentiment. If you don't hold it, you don't own it. In a collapse, it's not going to benefit. But being able to bring it into use as a transaction, being able to bring it into use as a mode of savings, wherein you can take your card out of your wallet and spend it just the same as cash, as fiat, as your money that you hold in your savings accounts, is revolutionary because it has the ability to bring in an entirely different class of investors. Now, a lot of the futures market, its design is to manipulate people's minds, manipulate consumer sentiment about gold and silver. It's designed to scare you. It's designed to have you think, why would I hold my savings in gold when gold, due to a couple headlines on the news, could drop $60 an ounce, go up $100 an ounce? Why would I keep my savings in silver when silver can drop a dollar an ounce or go up a dollar an ounce. This has the means to inspire fear in a large amount of people. And this is highly due to false information, false manipulation. A lot of the times the gold or silver price cycle does not even follow our news stream. If it was only on emotion, when you take a step back and look at the world, most wise investors understand that we are heading for a massive stock market crash. It's unavoidable. Whenever you have stock market valuations so overpriced, this market is way overpriced. The earnings are not even there. You are poised. Nobody can not say this is a bubble. Anyone who's saying this is not a bubble is lying to you, most likely because they're paid to do so, or they work for one of these massive share programs and they want to take your money and put it into the stock market. So they're not being honest with you. This is where the revolution of technology, meeting gold and silver, because it really is a much more viable use than Bitcoin. Being able to transact in gold throughout the world, being able to transact in silver around the world is the true answer, which is why these programs rising up and building steam as we speak. It's really beautiful. What does it mean for the gold and the silver price? Well, more investors, more purchasers of physical gold and silver. Because number one, if enough people go for delivery, say you have digital gold, enough people go for delivery and they don't produce the gold, what happens? It falls and disappears. That's right, it becomes a big failure. It's no longer trusted. But if enough people go for delivery and they actually have legitimate companies that are backing it by gold and silver, I really enjoy the fact that these states are going out and sponsoring depositories. I believe that that's really positive because it provides security for a transaction in gold and silver that could really facilitate its use across this country and could bring an end to destitution and poverty imposed by the Federal Reserve. So more and more, as more people begin to step out and to use it, we're going to see a breakdown of their manipulation, an end of their manipulation, as we're watching in the world silver supply. Now, the biggest number that came out of the report from the Silver Institute was the scrap levels of the United States. The dramatic decline in the scrap silver levels in the United States is spectacular. It means there literally is no more to be had. Well, there's still some. There's moderate. But the dramatic decline is that they've extracted all of the excess or scrap silver. So it leaves us with what? Hoarders and industry. That's who has the silver right now. The banks, they say that they have it. Largely JP Morgan on paper has massive amounts of silver. But really, it begins to tighten down on their misinformation and on their manipulation. Being able to sell someone paper, silver, or gold, of course, it has ways to bring in corruption because not everyone's going to take delivery. So they're able to sell more shares and on top of that, keep the price suppressed, keep the price low, while they silently acquisition massive amounts of physical silver and physical gold and sell people paper. The digital gold revolution has the ability to put an end to this manipulation because as more people get into the market, there is a finite amount of gold, a finite amount of silver. As we're watching the world silver production decline, world gold production declined 2 years ago. We hit peak. So there is much less than what they portray to the world. More than that, silver is consumed on a massive basis. Consumed, used, never again to be returned. So this tightening down of who has and who needs is soon to override their manipulation. And people believe that it just could never end. In fact, the end would be so dramatic that there is a very high likelihood that it would be nationalized and criminalized for possessing gold or silver. And they would come to seize it, similar to what would happen to a Bitcoin. But the end of this manipulation comes from this digital revolution, from being able to facilitate with ease to a new generation the use of gold and silver, where you no longer carry it around in your pocket, but you spend it just like cash. Good money always pushes out bad money. Sound money, like gold and silver. This is the reason they created the futures, because of its stability. and because of the instability of their fiat Federal Reserve notes. So being able to facilitate its use will bring more people to trust it in all reality. Denominating your money in gold and silver is a dramatic change. It is a safety. Over time, what you will find holding your money in Federal Reserve notes is it becomes increasingly worth less and less. Holding your money in gold, over time, people would find I'm more wealthy, like Russia, a very wealthy country now because they have real money. All fiat systems come to an end. So good money would push out bad money. That's why this is so great for the precious metals industry. All right, thank you guys for joining us here at the Silver Report Uncut. If you like the content, be sure to subscribe, share the videos if you believe in the channel. I thank you so much for stopping by. As always, stay safe.